In punctuation, we will discuss different punctuation marks, rules, examples. We try to recapitulate and consolidate it. And previously, we have worked upon apostrophe and capitalization. So now we are moving ahead. There are different types of punctuation that we are going to discuss: full stop, comma, then question mark, colon, semicolon, question mark, quotation mark, exclamation mark, apostrophe, though we had already discussed, so we are not going to discuss it in this episode. Hyphen and parenthesis. First, full stop, as another name is period. Full stop is used at the end of declarative and imperative sentence. So please keep it remember when we talk about kind of sentences, declarative and imperative sentences, and word full stop. Like the Statue of Liberty is more than 150 feet tall declarative sentence, and full stop is used at the end of indirect questions, initial and abbreviations, numbers and letters in an outline. The teacher asked if anyone knew who wrote the poem. So here we have used it because it's a indirect question. Mr. Salman and Miss Salma. So here if you see Mr. and Miss both are basically abbreviations. So then we have used it here, and it is basically initials have been started with MM, with capital letter. Was the brilliant student of BV University. So here BV, it's what we have taken it. We are not going to use their full-fledged name, so that's why we have used it. There, capital letters, that's why after it we have used full stop. Even when we have address, then we also use, even by the end of the date, we use full stop. Comma. A comma is used to separate two or more items in a series. My favorite uses of internet are chatting, emailing, and surfing on the web. So when we talk about comma, when we talk about full stop, it means completion of an idea. And when we talk about comma, the thing is means things are in the continuation. Then a comma is used to join two sentences with a coordinating conjunctions, and we had already discussed about coordinating conjunctions. These are basically 7 in numbers. These are called, an acronym is used for them, that is fanboys. Children wake up early in the morning, comma, because after it we have used and is the example of coordinating conjunction. They go for fishing in the Indus River. Question mark. Use a question mark at the end of interrogative sentence. When we use of course, everyone knows whenever a question has been raised, a question has been posted, it has been asked, so then the sentence has to be ended with question mark. Who is knocking at the door? So there's a question. Is it difficult to jump over this obstacle? Then again, it's a question. Then all those sentences, those basically pose a question, those raise a question, those are ended with question. Colon. The colon comes at a point in the sentence where the sentence could come to an end. So when we talk about colon, most of the time it's difficult for students, for people, where to use, how to use. So the colon comes at a point in the sentence where the sentence could come to an end. I am going to tell you the names of my favorite food: apple, banana, orange, and mango. Or in simple, we can say colon is used when we are going to enlist a list of them, where you can see this, it's a list of A colon is used to introduce things, and even if you focus in this sentence, after things, we have used, we have marked colon because a colon is used to introduce things. So we are also going to introduce things here, ideas, items in a list, a quotation, or an explanation. He had lost everything, and now we are enlisting that what his friends, his happiness, and his pride. And in between these, we have used comma, semicolon. A semicolon is used to join two independent clauses that are not joined with conjunction. When you are going to join two independent clauses, and in between you don't want to use any conjunction, so in that situation you are going to use semicolon. The participants of the first group were paid. Then, as we are not using any sort of conjunction, so that's why what are we going to do? We are going to mark semicolon. Those in second group were unpaid. A semicolon is used to separate items in a series that also include commas. Yes. In order to win contest, Maqsood starved himself for 2 days, comma, Monday and Tuesday, semicolon, kept waking late at night and drank coffee. So here what has been done, the semicolon has been used to separate items in a series that also include comma. And if you can recall how we basically mention rhyming words, when you are going to write rhyming words in a same line, so you mention one pair, and in one pair you use basically comma, and then to make it separate from another pair, if you are going to write in a line, you basically mark semicolon. Quotation mark. These are used to introduce a word or phrase, use an ironic comment or point. For instance, he considers his behavior as normal. Look at his face. It is used in indirect, in basically, these are used in direct narration to indicate the actual words of a speaker. Ali said to Ayaz, Rahat Singh's wife. So as these are the direct words or actual words of Ali, so that's why these have been written in inverted commas. Exclamation mark or mark of exclamation. It is used with exclamation, hurrah, alas, wow, bravo, etc. She told her father, hurrah, I got first in exams. Then exclamation mark is used when a person wants to express a sudden outcry or some emphasis. Oh God, help me, said she. Hyphen or dash. A hyphen or dash is used to indicate a sudden interruption in the continuity of a sentence. The two participants, and we have given space, one from the first group, one from the second. Then space means dash or hyphen, was tested separately. Even we use hyphen when we have to use hyphenated words. For instance, mother-in-law, father-in-law, daughter-in-law, sister-in-law. And you know, whenever we use these words are always hyphenated. Parenthesis. It is used to set off structurally independent elements. For instance, the patterns was significant. And then in bracket, we have mentioned it, see figure number 32. And then whatever you want to write, you may write it. Now let's capitulate. Main points. Full stop. Full stop is used at the end of declarative and imperative sentences. It is used at the end of indirect questions initials and abbreviations, numbers and letters in an outline. Comma. A comma is used to separate two or more items in a series. It is also used to join two sentences with coordinating conjunction. It can be used to separate a subordinate clause and a principal clause. Question mark. Use a question mark at the end of interrogative sentence. Colon. The colon comes at a point in the sentence where the sentence could come to an end. A colon is used to introduce things, ideas, items in a list, a quotation, or an explanation. Semicolon. A semicolon is used to join two independent clauses that are joined with conjunction. A semicolon is used to separate items in a series that also include commas. Quotation mark. Quotation mark is used to introduce a word or phrase used as an ironic, comment, or coined expression. It is used in direct narration to indicate the actual words of the speaker. Exclamatory mark, when we are going to use something with exclamation like hurrah, alas, bravo, wow, oops, alas, etc. It is also used when a person wants to express a sudden outcry or some emphasis. Hyphen. A hyphen or dash is used to indicate a sudden interruption in the continuity of a sentence. Parenthesis. It is used in introducing abbreviations. It is used to set off a structurally independent element. Now let's see. Where do we use an apostrophe? Who can answer? Can you answer? The apostrophe is used to create possessives, to show contractions, and to create some plural form. Give two uses of full stop. Full stop is used at the end of declarative imperative sentence. Further, it is used with indirect questions and abbreviations. What are and marks? How many of you are capable to answer it? Full stop, question mark, sign of exclamation. These are basically and marks. Where do we use a question mark at the end of an interrogative sentence? What is the difference between the use of a comma and a semicolon? A comma is used to separate items in a series, and a semicolon is used to separate items in a series that also include commas. What does the sentence needs to be done? Farah said how beautiful picture is it? It needs to be punctuated. Now, see if you can match up the name and one of the jobs of each of the punctuation marks. Comma, which one is the most appropriate one for comma? This one. Hyphen. Right. This can be used to join two words. Then, this can be used to show a loud voice or strength of feeling. Brackets. These may be used to add stage directions or asides in a script. Colon. This can introduce an idea list or a quotation. You can use this to link two sentences about the same topic, and this is semicolon. If you have joined this all correctly, it means you have perceived the idea correctly. All right. In the upcoming series, we are going to discuss about narration. Till then, bye-bye.